Okay, so my pasta is boiling right now. Um, it still has like 7 minutes or so. And over here is where I have the veggies. So first I sauteed the frozen kale, um, with its natural water or whatever. I put the Adobe veggie seasoning on the kale as it was sauteing, and then that's when I proceeded to pour in some olive oil, and then I added the garlic, the onions, and the bell peppers. Sauteed that a little bit again with the olive oil and the natural juices of the water from the kale leaves. Um, and then that's when I proceeded to add in the fire roasted diced tomatoes. Again, majority of my diet is fresh fruits and veggies. Most of the week, I'll have some wild grain rice or some quinoa. Um, but most of the time I'm drinking smoothies, fruit and veggie smoothies, or eating fresh um, fruit and veggies, and making me some sweet potato fries in the oven and stuff like that. So I try to incorporate as many veggies as possible. So I know I veered away from her original recipe, but I mean, I'm quite sure all chefs or people cooking, they can appreciate individuals putting their own unique spin on a recipe to satisfy an individual's cravings or nutritional needs. And so my nutritional needs are again 95% vegan, which is just straight, of the earth fruits and veggies and nuts and berries and whatnot. And then dairy vegetarian simply because I still eat cheese. I don't eat a whole lot of cheese. And then eggs. I still enjoy eating eggs. Now, when it comes to my milk, I do not drink milk of the cow. I drink nut milk, almond milk. And so, yeah, and then I grew up in Louisiana, so I still eat my seafood. I don't eat a lot of seafood. Like I said, I eat seafood 2 to 4 times a month. So, or sometimes I'll go a couple months and I don't eat seafood at all. It just depends on my craving. But I consider myself, pretty much a black vegan. And so that goes in unison with my environmental consciousness and trying to be environmentally conservative and preserve the earth as long as I can, doing my part to reduce my carbon footprint. And yeah, so changing your eating habits also affects climate change if you did not know that. Um, yeah, not eating meat, choosing a more vegan, vegetarian diet is. I'm not gonna argue the point and say it's more healthy. I mean, for me, I just got to the point I can't digest meat anymore, and I couldn't even to the point really couldn't digest chicken anymore. So I mean, I was pretty much forced into this type of strict diet. So sometimes I get to wondering and thinking, when the Bible is talking about only 144,000 gonna make it home into the heavenly realms. I'm like, okay, is this part of the trumpet call going? I hear you. Are we adhering to the signs and wonders of what's going on in our natural realm of this physical earth? Changes that, could take place, things that you could be doing. Remember, Noah was building the ark, and everybody thought he was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, Al Gore told us, I'm sorry, excuse me, out of respect, former Vice President Al Gore 20 years ago gave us an inconvenient truth. So, was that the trumpet call for that? So, climate change is very much a real issue. I'm not going to argue with people. Let people do what they want to do, what they feel they need, what's best for them. But as African American blacks and people of color here in America, I think it's as important that we educate ourselves as much as possible. Pay attention. Like I said, baby steps. Do small things, little things. I'm blessed right now. I'm fortunate that I don't have to drive because I live, work, play, do pretty much everything within walking distance because of how my community is set up. Um, so when the need arises, if I should switch jobs in a year or whatever God has for me, I'm quite sure when it comes to transportation needs, I'll figure that out. But as for right now, I pretty much walk everywhere. Um, because everything is within walking distance for me. And it's a great part of health and exercise for me. So I enjoy it. But like if I have to skip over and go to a surrounding community and it's a little bit out of my walking range, or if I know I'm going to be carrying something, and I just hop on Dart. You know, Dart is a very convenient and affordable source of transportation. I'm from up north originally. Well, I shouldn't say. Again, I was born and raised in Louisiana, y'all. I lived out west. I went to high school in Los Angeles. I lived in the Bay Area as a young teenage woman. And then I went to Chicago, and I was in Chicago for 20 years. So when it comes to public transit up north, north of the Mason-Dixon line, I mean, that's the normal thing for us. Everything is so convenient in your concrete jungle that you just walk, or you'll hop on a subway or a L train or an express bus and you get around that way. So public transit is nothing new to me, but I think it's a fairly new concept to individuals south of the Mason-Dixon line. I know a couple of years ago in Dallas, they tried to introduce the bicycles and the scooters. And, you know, Dallas is, you know, Texas is still one of those, everybody just want to hop in their car and go, even if it's just across the street. Nobody likes to walk. But, you know, Dallas is one of those cities that is for surely developing, and they're putting in a lot of sidewalks and making communities very accessible because they're aware of the things um, that need to take place. You know, it's like redlining in reverse. If you pay attention to gentrification, it's usually in the choicest or the most best areas of a city, and that becomes the most expensive, luxurious areas of a particular city. The same thing happened in Chicago, so I'm not surprised. It's happening. It happened in New Orleans, happened in Los Angeles. It's happening everywhere. So you guys need to pay attention to things like that, and again, start to educate yourselves on you know, diet and growing your food and eating more healthy, more natural plant-based diets. And don't be afraid to try new things. You'll be surprised. They have plant-based meats. I used to cook and I let my coworkers try it. They couldn't tell the difference. So I mean, just maybe one meal a week, you know, ease into it to 2 to 3, then to 4 to 5, and then maybe just have meat once a week until you just really don't have a need for it all, or until, you know, pray about some stuff. You know, let God know, remind him, don't forget about you. So maybe God can, you know, give you the grace and strength that you need to change your eating habits and deliver you from food. Because, yeah, think about it. If resources are becoming limited for us, they definitely becoming limited for the animal. So the animal ain't gonna be able to survive. So how you gonna survive on eating that animal? Unless the animal gonna become cannibalism and start eating us. I don't know. I'm not concerned about all of that right now. I think I'm veering away real far away from me cooking me some food tonight with some pasta and some whatever. So let me cut this video off, y'all. I come back and let y'all see once I add in the coconut milk and then the pasta and the shrimp, and let y'all see the final product. All right, so like, comment, subscribe, share, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Pinterest. I'll be doing some more content posting, going to more events as I get invited to stuff or have opportunity to participate in things, showing you around, showing you how fun and easily accessible and affordable it is to take public transit, breaking down the paranoia and the stereotypes that comes with and I could teach you a lot of things. Miss Mabel knows some things. Okay, so I'll come back in a little bit with my last video. Earthy Urban Chic signing out.